Before nylon existed, every human who ever cleaned their teeth reached for something that came from a living creature, and a handful of craftspeople still make it that way today. Records from the Tang dynasty suggest these brushes were originally mounted on bone, a luxury tool for imperial hygiene. These fibers are sourced from the subarctic steppe, where extreme cold forces the horse to grow a coat 3 times as dense as its temperate cousins. Each raw bale is inspected for hidden debris or uneven curl, as any variance here will cause the finished brush to feel inconsistent on the gums. Standardized weight is essential to ensure every brush head carries exactly the required density of filament.
The fibers must be completely free of debris before they are cleared for the precision sorting phase.
Even a single piece of coarse chaff or straw can compromise the integrity of 100 brush heads later in the assembly process. Only the thickest hairs from the mane and tail provide the necessary backbone for a traditional toothbrush.
Firm-grade bristles require twice the processing time to ensure the root-to-tip diameter remains constant.
We classify every individual fiber into 3 distinct grades based on micron diameter to guarantee a consistent feel. The 2% borax concentration at 80 degrees Celsius is specifically tuned to neutralize organic bacteria without damaging the cuticle. We hold this precise temperature for 20 minutes, ensuring deep penetration through the dense fiber core. The bristles undergo 3 distinct freshwater rinses to ensure that absolutely no residue from the sterilization bath remains on the hair.
Air circulation is maintained at a constant velocity to prevent uneven drying, which could cause the hair to become brittle.
Controlled dehydration at 35 degrees Celsius mimics the slow drying cycle of the open steppe environment. Targeting a moisture content below 8% is the only way to ensure the bristles remain flexible yet resilient during daily use. After 12 hours of curing, the hair is now at its peak state for shaping and tufting.
Consistency within a 0.5 millimeter tolerance is achieved by using a hardened steel stop guide that never moves under pressure.
Cutting the hair to exactly 19 millimeters ensures the tufts will seat perfectly into the anchor wire holes. Each cut is a rhythmic commitment to the traditional size standards established in the late 18th century.
The cut length is now standardized, preparing the fibers for the intricate process of grouping into individual tufts.
Aligning the cuticle directions is critical to prevent the brush from fraying or absorbing excess moisture during use.
By manually controlling the strand count for every single hole, we ensure that the pressure distribution remains uniform across the entire brush head.
Every bundle is checked to ensure that all cuticles face outward from the center, which dramatically increases the natural lifespan of the brush. An experienced artisan can prepare up to 50 of these bundles per hour without ever needing to measure or recount. FSC-certified European beechwood is selected specifically for its tight grain and resistance to swelling when repeatedly exposed to bathroom humidity.
The handle ergonomics are balanced to provide a comfortable, weighted grip that mimics the feel of traditional tools from the 19th century.
3 stages of abrasive sequencing are required to ensure the wood grain is perfectly closed before the oil finish is applied.
The handle geometry must be flawless at this stage, as any surface imperfection will be magnified once the oil finish is absorbed. Moving the handles to the drill station marks the final transition from raw wood to a functional personal care tool. Precision drill depth of exactly 5 millimeters is maintained by a digital sensor to ensure the anchor wire has enough room to seat correctly. The 2.2 millimeter diameter is calibrated to be slightly smaller than the tuft base to ensure a friction fit that requires no adhesives. The CNC drill pattern is programmed with a 3.5 millimeter center spacing to maximize bristle density while maintaining wood structural integrity. Maintaining a perfectly vertical drilling angle is non-negotiable for the anchor wire to lock properly during the subsequent tufting stage. Every single hole is inspected for clean edges, ensuring the bristle bundles seat flush without any fraying.
Folding the bristle bundle over the anchor wire effectively doubles the density, providing the stiffness required for effective dental hygiene.
The annealed stainless steel wire at 0.3 millimeter gauge is chosen for its perfect balance of flexibility and long-term corrosion resistance.
By pressing the anchor wire laterally into the wood walls, we create a mechanical lock that requires no synthetic adhesives or chemical glues.
This traditional anchor wire method has remained the gold standard for hygiene durability for over 300 years.
The consistency of the tufting force across the entire 32-hole grid determines the longevity of the brush.
With 50 to 7 bristles per hole, the density is calibrated to optimize plaque removal while being gentle on the gums. The ram's face is polished to a mirror finish to ensure the delicate horsehair strands are never crushed during the insertion process. The mechanical tension created by the anchor wire against the grain ensures the tufts will never pull loose, even after months of daily use. Each hole is bored to a depth of 5 millimeters, providing the exact surface area required to prevent the wood from splitting under the lateral pressure of the wire. The spacing is calculated to optimize bristle distribution, ensuring that every area of the tooth surface receives equal attention during brushing. This manual stress test at 90 degrees is the final guarantee that every tuft has achieved the required mechanical lock within the wood. In the rare event of a loose bundle, the assembly is redriven immediately rather than discarded, preserving the integrity of the natural materials.
The uniformity of the bristle height is critical, as any variance would result in an uneven sensation against the enamel.
Each batch is verified for consistent tuft depth, ensuring that no bristle bundle sits deeper than its neighbor in the handle.
The trimming phase is where the raw geometry of the tufted head is transformed into the final, functional profile of the brush. The trimming phase is where the raw geometry of the tufted head is transformed into the final, functional profile of the brush.
Every strand must be cut at the exact same horizontal plane to ensure a uniform brushing pressure against the gums.
Different bristle profiles are achieved by adjusting the jig's pivot point, a technique preserved from the traditional Waldkirch artisan workshops.
Regular clearing of debris during the trimming process prevents the stray hairs from clogging the wheel and affecting the precision of the cut.
A perfectly trimmed head is the foundation for the end rounding process, which ensures the brush is safe for sensitive enamel.
Rounding the bristle tips removes the microscopic sharp edges caused by the initial guillotine cut, protecting your gums from abrasion. 1200 rotations per minute provides the ideal speed to polish the hair tips without generating heat that could singe the natural fibers.
End rounding is the final step in bristle preparation, ensuring the product is ready for daily contact with human tissues. Microscopic inspection reveals that each individual bristle tip has been perfectly polished to a smooth, non-abrasive dome.
With the bristles now perfectly rounded, the focus shifts to the handle, which requires a protective seal against the moist bathroom environment.
The raw linseed oil penetrates deep into the cellular structure of the beechwood, creating a natural, non-toxic barrier against moisture and bacteria.
We apply the oil by hand to ensure every crevice of the turned handle receives an equal coat, avoiding any pooling that could lead to uneven curing.
Removing the excess oil is just as important as the application, as a thin coat is what creates the breathable finish that preserves the wood for decades. The linseed oil requires a full 24-hour cure time to properly polymerize and lock the natural grain pattern into a permanent, water-resistant state. A successful cure leaves the surface feeling cool and glass smooth, ready to receive the final protective layer of beeswax. The food-grade beeswax provides the final, impenetrable shield against moisture while giving the handle a soft, comfortable hand feel. Manual buffing generates a slight heat that melts the wax into the wood pores, creating a seamless, waterproof finish that will last for years.
We treat the handle of a toothbrush with the same care and attention to detail as a piece of fine, heirloom-quality furniture.
Each handle must have a uniform, satin sheen that feels warm and organic to the touch before it can be cleared for assembly.
Every single tuft is magnified 10 times to ensure that 0 strands are splayed or damaged during the high-pressure insertion process. Any brush exhibiting a single frayed or irregular bristle tip is immediately set aside, as these flaws can harbor moisture and bacteria over time. Rejected units are disassembled so the beechwood handle can be resanded and the stainless steel anchor wire recycled for future batches. We require the beechwood to be free of all knots and checks, ensuring the handle will provide a lifetime of structural reliability.
Approved brushes are now ready for the branding process, where the origin and grade are permanently applied to the neck.
Laser engraving at low depth prevents any compromise to the wood fibers, while ensuring the batch information remains legible for years. The workshop mark identifies the specific artisan team in Voltkirch, ensuring total accountability for the final product quality. Traditional branding stamps are used for the grade identification to maintain the tactile, organic heritage of these handmade tools. With the batch identification and bristle grading complete, the brushes are now officially classified for distribution. Packaging materials are strictly limited to unbleached craft paper and recycled cardboard, ensuring that no synthetic polymers touch the finished brush. The craft paper wrap is designed to be breathable, allowing any residual moisture from the oiling stage to escape while preventing surface dust accumulation.
Each fold is made by hand to ensure the wrap is secure without the use of synthetic plastic adhesive tapes.
Standardized display boxes of 6 units are used to optimize transit weight and reduce the overall carbon footprint of our distribution chain. Water-activated paper tape forms a permanent, integrated bond with the cardboard, ensuring the box remains sealed throughout the entire shipping journey. By keeping the final stages of the supply chain within a 150-kilometer radius, we maintain complete oversight of every finished unit.
This carton contains exactly 72 individual brushes, representing a full week of labor from our dedicated artisan team.
From the Mongolian steppe to the Voltkirch workshop, this journey encompasses thousands of miles and centuries of traditional knowledge. What began as a simple tool for the Tang Dynasty emperors remains today a testament to the enduring value of human skill.
The ultimate luxury is a tool that is as sustainable as it is timeless.